Yep, that's right. I think I've believed a lie. Okay, maybe not outrightly, or maybe outrightly. Who knows? I guess it depends on how you see things. If someone's believing a lie and sells you on the same lie, can they really be held accountable for it? I'm not sure. But either way, I think this is what deception does to a person. At this point, it's no secret that social media, Hollywood, and pop culture are selling us a lie. We expect it. We know we're believing the lie. We know we're all believing that lie. But it's the life we live anyway. Yet, the one place we don't expect to believe the lie is at church. I mean, church is about truth. To be fair, I don't think we've purposefully believed the lie, like I do every time I get suckered by a curly hair video and buy all 15 products, only to look like Will Ferrell and Elf. No, this lie is much more subtle. It's not purposefully deceptive. Is that delusion? Who knows? Nonetheless, it's infiltrated the hearts and minds of people all across the world. You see, all my life, there's been this subconscious belief that God is just burdensome. To pray is a chore, to read the Bible is boring, to know God is impossible. So why even try? Just check the spiritual things off my list so that nagging guilt in the back of my mind that I'm a bad Christian will go away. I'll dress up, go to church, read the verse of the day on my Bible app, and maybe throw in a prayer before I eat. It's kind of like that reward system in elementary school. If you pick up all your toys, you get a smiley face sticker next to your name. But if you don't, you get a sad face. And nobody wants a sad face, especially not from God. In all reality, this checklist gives me so much anxiety. And I have enough of that already. Susan yelled at me at work today. The kitchen is a mess. I barely have enough to cover bills. And the neighbor's mad at me again. And did I mention my cat suddenly has allergies and has licked so much of his fur off that he looks naked from the waist down? The last thing I need is another chore. And if God is a chore, I don't think I can do it. Pastors urge their congregations to pray just a few minutes a day, but it feels like they're asking us to go out and run a marathon. Something surely nobody, at least nobody in their right mind, wants to do. That is so much work, and I'm tired. Plus, who wants to try to decipher some ancient book after a long day at work? My brain is too fried for that. I just want the peace of turning off my mind, forgetting about my responsibilities, and doom scrolling for a little while. Let me live vicariously through social media influencers for a few hours so I can forget about the vet bills piling up for chicken legs. Oh, that's what I'm currently calling my cat since he has no hair on his legs and all. Don't tell him. But surely that will bring me peace. The funny thing is, it never does. I always feel worse. I end up feeling new anxieties arise. Why doesn't my house look like that? Why don't I have a family like that? Why don't I have clothes as nice as her? Why don't I run 6 miles a day? Why doesn't my hair look as good as theirs? Why am I not making as much money as them? I'm a big fat failure at life compared to these people. I just spent 3 hours watching someone mow lawns on YouTube instead of cleaning the dishes, and now I'm living in regret. The list really is endless. What I thought would bring me peace and relief is really just making me feel like I'm not enough, like I need to do more, be more. I start to have anxiety about all the things I need to do and get to keep up with the Joneses. Only, thanks to social media, it's not just the Joneses anymore, but also the Parkers, the Browns, the Smiths, the Millers, the Johnsons, the Garcias. You get the point. Maybe you're like me. Honestly, odds are you are like me. Well, as my dear friend likes to say, let's flip the tortilla. Today, I realized, surely by a miraculous act of God, that all of this is a lie. Really, it's a lie from the depths of hell that we've been conditioned to believe our whole lives. And the worst thing is, it's us in the church who've believed this lie. The way I see it, at least when I read the Bible, is that peace can only come from God, and seeking Him is not hard. I know that may cause some cognitive dissonance, because our whole lives we've been given an anxiety-inducing spiritual checklist to be a good Christian. Told we need a pastor to tell us what the Bible means, that we need an app to tell us how to pray, and a fog machine with strobe lights to encounter God. And left to our own devices, interacting with God is just too hard, and we don't have time for hard. What a clever little lie of the devil. Somehow he's been able to convince us that we still need a mediator to know God. He's allowed us to believe the truth that we need God, but has snuffed out the most important part of that, which is our personal access to Him. By believing we cannot know God for ourselves, we've relegated Him to a chore, a burdensome task to tack on to all the other ones. I mean, can you imagine how cumbersome it would be to be married to someone you could only know through someone else? Like, I'm married to Bob, but anytime I want to build our relationship, I have to go through Jeff. How weird. Yet, this is how we treat God. No wonder we think of Him as a weight instead of peace. The plain fact is that this is not true. Not one bit. In fact, not one time in the Bible do I see someone who sought God and in return was burdened, weighed down, and anxious. No, actually, what I see are people who went directly to God, no mediator, and received joy, peace, healing, forgiveness, restoration, provision, protection, and the list goes on. So where did this idea come from that God is burdensome? That having relationship with Him is difficult? That prayer, worship, and reading the Bible are chores to dread? That you're more likely to feel peace after an hour of TikTok before bed than you are an hour of prayer and Bible reading? You see, the truth is, God has made it easy to know Him. If you're like me, then you, too, often get lost in the beauty and tranquility of nature. It's like the worries of life fade away as I look up at the stars in the sky or listen to the peaceful sounds of nature. But let me ask you this. Is it creation that is giving me peace, or its revelation of the Creator? You see, for ever since the world was created, people have seen the earth and sky. Through everything God made, they can clearly see His invisible qualities, His eternal power and divine nature, so they have no excuse for not knowing God. That's Romans 1, verse 20. Let me take a moment to rewire your brain just like mine was. Challenge the status quo as you've been taught. It starts with this. Prayer is not a burden. It's a reward. This is how I see it. Prayer is knowing that I have personal access to God. Not only so, but I have the full attention of the King of the world, and He is intently interested in everything I have to say. Even more so, He wants to talk back. He is earnestly listening and yearning for a personal relationship with me. Let me say this again, for the people who didn't hear the first time. God has given me personal access to Him, a king of the whole world, personal access to step right into His living room, like a friend, better than a friend, a daughter. I don't even have personal access to the break room in Walmart, but I do have access to the Holy of Holies. That beats the White House any day. Second, the Bible's not hard to understand. After all, what husband ever wrote a love letter to his wife that she could not decipher? He wants her to know the extent of his love, and has carefully crafted every word so that she can, without question, be assured of it. Anything less is no love at all. Well, the Bible is God's love letter to us. It's something that leaves us full, not empty, where we come away feeling fulfilled, loved, perfect, and purposeful. What good would it be if we could not understand it? Come out of agreement with the lie that is not understandable. Read it again and see what happens. Lastly, you know that feeling when you first meet the love of your life and nothing matters but them? You guys could be in a burning building, but you're so focused on each other and the love you have that you don't even notice or care? Yeah, that's what true worship looks like. Sure, the music, the lights, the smoke, it's all cool and all. But when you've said yes to the King, you don't need all that. In fact, you realize that all that is really just a distraction anyway. Once you've discovered who God truly is, tasted and seen His goodness, you won't want anything else. You see, God is like a groom who's eagerly waiting for his bride to arrive. We are the bride. If you don't believe me, that's okay. See for yourself. Show up to the altar one day. He's waiting.